Okay, I'm back, and I hope that you guys will come back here and join me. Technology is not being my friend, and hopefully this one will be a little more clear, and the sound will be good, and all will be well. So today's technique that I have to share with you is something that's really fun, and something that you're going to want to try. So when you're here watching, say hello. Let me know you're watching along. I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus to the view here. Okay. And we're going to use a few different stamp sets today. I was really hoping to get it set up so I could see who was watching along. All right, so here we've got our Stamparatus, and if you own the Stamparatus, then you're going to want to pay attention, and if not, I'm pretty sure that you're going to want to purchase one before. So, okay, so we've got our Stamparatus. Let's just get to this. I've got a piece of paper here, and what I want to do is I want to stamp the elephant from Elephant Parade. So we're going to use this stamp set, and we're going to use this little elephant here. I'm going to want to use these leaves as well as the butterfly. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my piece of paper right here in the upper corner. I'll hold it in place. Okay, so I'm not gonna be able to watch your comments. So guys, I will answer them when I'm done. For whatever reason, my iPad doesn't want to allow me to watch it. So we're just gonna wing it. Leave me your comments and I will get back to you later. Okay, so Stamparatus has 2 of these plates, correct? So one on these hinges here. So what we're gonna do is I wanna stamp my elephant. So I'm going to place him just as a scrap piece of paper. It doesn't matter what size it is as long as it's enough room to put our images on. So what I want to do is on the plate number 1, I've just got the stamp sitting on our paper. It doesn't matter where on here, okay? And you'll see why. So I'm going to come down. Actually, you know what? Let's move this away, a little bit away from the hinge. We'll put that guy right there, okay? So we're bringing this down. It's going to catch that stamp and pop it up. Now on the other hinge, I'm going to put that in here. And you probably won't be able to see that in the camera, but it just sits on like the other one does. And then what I'm going to do is put the leaves and the butterfly. Okay, so I'm going to come down with this plate and I'm going to grab both of those. Okay. So far, this is nothing new with the Stamparatus, but this is where we're going to get the magic. So I'm going to stamp with my Memento ink. I'm going to ink up this elephant, and I'm going to stamp him down. Okay? I'm going to do the same up here with the leaves and the butterfly. And I'm going to stamp those guys down. Okay. So I've now got, all the images stamped. Note that this was right up in the corner, okay? So now what I want to do is I'm just going to pop this off the camera here. I'm going to bring in my little mini boss machine. So what I want to do now is I want to cut, over here, I want to cut these out with the dies. So using my elephant dies here. Now, you guys will see what I mean, why this is such a game changer. Because I don't know about you, But when it comes to die cutting and stamping, sometimes I get a little bit lazy and I tend to look for cards that I can create that I don't need to do this step every time. So I use punches, I use just stamping, I use, you know, different techniques because I don't want to have to line up each die and cut them all out and worry about it shifting and all that fun stuff. So this is going to save me from that. Now I can use whatever I want, whenever I want, to make as many as I want. Okay, so again, dies, I'm putting my Post-it notes on so that they don't slip, okay? And then the last one is this little tiny butterfly. Now, these little finicky dies are so fun, but again, I usually shy away from them because they take some extra work. So let's make sure those are, oh, I just hit the camera with my head. So I'm just going to make sure those are lined up well. And then we're going to die cut those, or yeah, die cut them out. Okay, so I'm just going to run that through the machine over here. There we go. Sometimes it takes a bit to get this little guy started. There we go. Okay. So now we've got our die cuts. Oops. So we have our leaf, our butterfly, and our adorable little elephant, correct? So what we're going to do now this is nothing new. You guys have all done this part before. This is what the magic is. So now we're going to bring back, no we're not. Yes we are. Can't make up my mind tonight. I'm so excited to share this with you. Okay, so now we've got our Stamparatus back, and we're going to put this piece of paper right back up here where it was. I'm just going to put that magnet right there in the corner to hold it in place, okay? So that's what that's for. Now, I do have just some scrap white paper. So now this does not matter what size these papers are, okay? We're going to then do some die cutting. I'm trying to see, some of these have got to be the same size. So time saving, let's talk about that. So when you're stamping and die cutting, you know as well as I do, you have to stamp each one, then die cut each one, and measure it all up. So when you have multiples, you can't just cut a whole bunch. But now we can, because we're gonna put 2 sheets of cardstock in here, okay? We're going to take those same dies, and it doesn't matter where they go on here, so we're not worrying about Post-it notes or magnetic platforms or anything like that. We're just going to die cut out these shapes. Okay, and then we're gonna pull them through here again. Whew. Okay. So now when I pull that off, we are going to have multiples. Now, if you had, you wanted to make 20 cards the same, then go right ahead and you could cut out 20 of these shapes. It doesn't matter, however many you want, you just go ahead and cut those out of blank paper without worrying about anything, not worrying about lining them up. Then we're gonna bring our Stamparatus back in, and I'm just gonna make sure you guys can see this in the camera. Okay. So now here's the magic, and this is so simple, you guys. I can't believe that I can't believe that I didn't think of this before. So again, sometimes the simplest things, you just have to see them and then start thinking about it and it makes sense. So now I want to stamp the elephant, right? I'm going to stick this elephant right in here. Okay, I'm seeing wows already and I haven't even done the magic. Then we're going to ink up our elephant and we're going to stamp it down. And then we're gonna pop him out and he's all done. And then we can do the same with this one. Nope, we don't want the one already stamped. So we're gonna stick our leaves in here. And we're gonna stick one of these tiny little butterflies that normally I would never do multiples of because it's too finicky and small, but this is game changing. All right, so now we'll ink up these images up here. And we'll ink that guy up. And then we'll slide them out. So they're perfectly done, right? They're exactly how we die cut them. So what's really important is that when you're die cutting and when you're lining it up, that you don't move your stamps and you remember exactly where you've placed your paper. So if you can't put it in the corner for whatever reason, then you just need to make sure you mark down what it is or where it is that you put it so you can line it up again. But obviously putting it right in the corner makes it really easy to line up again, right? Okay, so you guys get it? Isn't it awesome? Let's go ahead and do this last elephant just because it's so much fun to do. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put this fun card together. Okay, so then we can lift this off. And we'll put this guy aside. Now, how fun was that, right? Amazing. Game changing. No more worrying or thinking twice about die cutting those stamped images, because if you've got the Stamparatus, I just showed you how easy it will be to do. Okay, so the card here we're going to create, we're going to use some pink. We all know my favorite color is pink, and today I really wanted to make a pink card. So I hope that I didn't just use one of my, I may have. I think I was not supposed to stamp on those, but that's okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we've got a polished pink card base, and it's just a regular card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored in half at 4 1/4. We're going to fold it right there on the score line and come in with our bone folder. Okay, now I've got a piece of designer series paper in the in colors, so the last year's in colors, and this is a stripe pattern. The back is these pretty florals, but I want to use the stripes, and I'm going to just attach that. This measures 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so I'll stamp that or glue that on top. Next, we're going to take another shade of pink. So this time we're using Blushing Bride, and this one measures, just double check, I believe it's 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Yes, 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And we can go ahead and attach that. Right to the center. This card turned out so cute, and this whole let's try this technique with the Stamparatus came because I wanted more than one of the butterflies and these leaves. So I thought I was going to give that a try because I did watch the video. Okay, so the next thing we need is just a piece of basic white that's going to measure 3 inches by 4 1/4. And that was one of the ones I did the die cutting out of, so I should not have done that. Anyway, all good. I'll just bring our paper trimmer in and cut that up. Okay, so if you follow my blog, my stamp of the week this week is Good Feelings. So we are going to use that paired with these cute little elephants, and we're going to use the You're on My mind and In My heart. So I've got that here, and we're going to stamp it with Basic Gray. Okay. Coincidentally, all of the stamps that I'm using tonight are in the annual catalog. So on Thursday, all of them will be 15% off. So if anything I'm using catches your eye, Thursday will be the perfect day to contact me to place your order or go online. All right, so there's our sentiment. Isn't that beautiful? Then we're going to use Blushing Bride ink. And I mentioned we were going to use a few stamp sets. So now I'm going to pull in Oceanfront because I want to use this image here. Okay. This image is awesome for just having a background. It doesn't have to be scene building. For what I want here, I just want a little bit of pink behind the elephant that we're going to put on. Okay, so now that that's stamped, we can go ahead and attach that directly onto the front of the card. All right, now let's have a little fun. So here's the two leaves I wanted to use. I want to use one elephant and I'm going to use two butterflies. So we're going to give those a quick color, and I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. It is my favorite shade of green when I'm looking for something bright and cheerful. So it pairs really well with polished pink, and it's just a really fun, vibrant color. So we'll do that. I'm just outlining really quickly here, following the lines on the stamp. So nothing crazy. Right? And then here. So I can't really see the comments right now, but I'd love to know, and I will definitely go back and look. Do you have the Stamparatus? If you're watching, let me know. Yes, I have it. No, I don't. And have you ever tried this? Is this new to you, or is this something you've done before? Or did you also have that aha moment like I did today? This is, like I said, such a game-changing. I make a lot of cards multiple times. A few times a month, I'm making, making customer thank you cards. I'm making Bird's Nest Stampers team cards. I'm making invitations or anything like that. So from now on, I'm going to be not afraid to pull out those dies to do multiples. All right, so there's our leaves. Suzanne, yes, I know, I can see your comment, and I agree. They are so wonderful. There's one of those tools where I didn't think I needed it until I had it, and now I can't imagine not. So I've just gone ahead and colored the spine of the butterflies in dark smoky slate, and now I'm going to highlight the elephant. And I would have colored this ahead of time, kind of like I did earlier well, I guess that was last week already. But I was busy trying to get ready for our dog trainer, who's going to be here at 6 o'clock, to help me work with Linus and Lucy and get them a little more socialized and adapted to people, especially now that I'm wanting to have more classes here in the studio. So, I almost colored our elephant green. That would have been not ideal. So anyway, getting organized for that took me a little longer than expected. So bear with me, I'm just about finished coloring these. Okay, oh my goodness, these elephants are just adorable. I featured this in my Stamp of the Month club not long ago. We made some adorable cards using these cute little elephants. So I'm just going to color the inside of his ears with some petal pink just to give him a bit of color. And then we'll just color up those butterflies. We'll put it all together and our card will be finished. Okay. Of course, I want to do some pink butterflies. Oops. So I've got polished pink here, so I'm going to tie it in with the color on the card base. Okay, so that was the light that I colored those little dots. And now I'm just going to, oh, wrong end. I keep opening the wrong end of my marker. We're just going to color around those dots. So I mentioned it when I started the video originally, that Thursday, September 15th, Stampin' Up! Is having a stamp sale. So 15% off all stamps, excluding host sets, from the annual catalog. So if there's any stamp sets from the annual catalog on your wish list, Thursday is definitely the day you're going to want to purchase them. So you can either order online, or you can message me if you're local and I can put the order in for you with a group order. Thursday's also going to have a new set of weekly deals. So every week in September, they're doing those weekly deals. So new ones will come out on Thursday. Okay, so now let's go ahead, and it's all colored up. We're all die cut perfectly. So we're going to go ahead and put this together. So I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals, of course. Can't have a Denise card without Stampin' Dimensionals. And we'll go ahead and we're going to put this elephant, this cutie patootie, right there in the center. And then we'll layer up some of these leaves. So I'm just going to put 2 dimensionals on the back of each. Okay, so that one's going to go here. And then we'll just put 1 on the back. So I'm going to layer this one under. I want his cute little tail to show. So we're just going to stick these leaves like that. Okay. So see how cute he is? And now we have left is the butterflies. So I'm using my mini Stampin' Dimensionals for this one because these guys are quite tiny. There we have it. Isn't it adorable? I am loving these elephants. And I love the technique that I shared with you today with the Stamparatus. On my sample card here, I did put something on the inside. So you're on my mind and in my heart, friends forever. And here's our some sentiments, right? It's so adorable. I just love it. So bear with me a minute. I am going to try and switch the camera so I can see you all. Let me just see if I can get this to work. So bear with me for 1 second. Okay, here we are. I'm just going to stick it in here in this thing. There we go. Okay. Oh, except the whole thing's going to fall down on me now. I will work on getting this technology working better. Okay, so thank you everybody for watching me tonight. I hope that that technique that I shared you with your Stamparatus is something that you had maybe thought about but hadn't tried yet, or maybe it's something brand new that you want to try to make that stamping and die cutting easy. Because it's really easy to roll those die cuts through the machine and then stamp them after, but sometimes it's hard to line them up, right? But this way you don't even have to worry about it. As long as you don't move those stamps, everything works out perfectly. So I would love to hear your comments once you've given it a try. I'm just going to scroll through here and see. Oh yes, Terry, isn't that a great idea? So I'm glad some of you had shared the aha moment along with me, or like Sonia mentioned that she'd seen it but hadn't tried it. So I hope that you'll give it a try. And there's just it's a game changer because now my cards are going to be able to use those die cuts. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. As I mentioned, Thursday is the stamp sale, 15% off all stamps from the annual catalog, brand new weekly deals. I will post a link with my current host code. If you order using that host code online, then I'm going to send you 4 of my handmade cards as a thank you gift. Just for shopping with me. It's my way of showing you some appreciation and sharing some love. So thank you so much, everybody, and stay tuned. I've got some really exciting stuff coming up on my calendar that I want to share with you. So those emails will be coming out later this week. All right, so until next week, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and happy stamping!